the fact that multiple times, that was the part that it's just like after a while, you're just like, all right, how many times in one match is everyone just going to gather to a spot and then try to catch the person jumping off? No matter
when
if
he jumped up there, if they would have moved, I would have cracked the fuck up.
Hey, it's turf. It's not like laying on concrete, but
Right,
still
just
from that
fine.
height. Yep.
All right, I'm back. Oh, we already live too.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to solve this case on LA Noir and keep fucking striking out.
I haven't went back to that game in a minute. I need to get back to that game.
I've been watching videos of actual police officers looking at that game.
Yeah, that's what got me back into it. I didn't realize how good that game was. So ahead of its time. We'll get into it, obviously, but that game was so ahead of its time as far as like a lot of stuff that they implemented there.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I know we won't talk about it, but there was definitely a ton of fuckery over the weekends, video gaming wise. So yeah.
Yeah,
we're not talking about it, but
we heard enough of that. Yeah, you're right about that.
It was plenty, and it's still going on. But anyway,
yeah, it is. First in Framerates, episode 146. Back in the saddle with our podcast, moving right along, getting close to 150. Thanks for everybody who's already here in the chat. Got myself, DJ Bills Fourth. We're still here doing our thing. What's been going on this weekend? What about DJ? What's up?
Well, this week is starting off good. I've been getting my stuff in the mail. I got my RAM ready for my new computer to get here. I got a new fan and got a couple of speakers to pair with my Beam. I'm pretty much, I don't know if anybody's familiar with Sonos, but they make good speakers. It's Wi-Fi enabled. You can highly mobile. You can move the speakers from room to room, and you can, use it with an app to control the music. But it sounds great. It sounds great, and that's, I spent most of today just, setting all that up. Other than that, in gaming, also, if you don't already have that, if you have Mortal Kombat 11 and you don't have Aftermath, you're missing out. Story-wise, I'm just saying.
A lot of people praise that game for being a really good game overall. This iteration. I mean, Mortal Kombat X wasn't bad either, but they're saying 11 exceeded their expectations, and I'm actually surprised because you don't see too much of that nowadays,
especially with fighting games.
Yeah, that's saying not in the fighting world. No, not at all. What about you, Bills? What's been going
on? Just been playing a lot of new games. Honestly, this weekend I'm pretty much enjoying all of them. Like Truck Driver is a great game. Bus Simulator took up a lot of my time last night. Back playing LA Noir again. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Probably a couple other ones I'm forgetting, but yeah, I mean, I've just been gaming and kind of relaxing for once.
Okay, yeah, for me, I just got finished putting this PC monitor mount on this table. That's why, you really didn't hear from me until the last second. Got that done, and this monitor is in my face. I kind of wish it wasn't like that. I guess it's something I have to get used to. But more than likely, I may just do the single monitor thing now because I like the way this looks. It kind of made me even want to do a widescreen monitor. But, I mean, I don't know if that'd be ideal for gaming. But, I mean, it's just not my type of thing. But I like what I have right here, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I mean, everything else has been good on my end. I just can't complain. It just I think at the end of the day, I'm going to just stick with PC gaming. I mean, I have all these other consoles, but as far as the PS5 and the Xbox Series, I'm probably just not going to worry about those consoles and just stick with PC gaming. I just bought like 6 more games for Steam, and I got over 250 games on Steam alone. And I'm like, I need to start investing time and just start playing those games. So, there's no reason for me to get another console and just be worrying about what's on there. I just need to play this game. I just need to play these games on this platform for right now. Go ahead. What you about to say?
I was about to say, as far as like that next gen talking, the fact that 30 frames per second even pops into the conversation, I was like, look, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just I'm done.
Shout out to Young Ye. Young Ye just made a video about the 30 frames per second problem with consoles coming up, and it's like, I just don't. My thing is, I don't want to go through another, generation with that. I don't have nothing against, the consoles per se, but I just don't want to go that route and just be worrying about games playing at 30. And then if you do get a high performance mode like they did with God of War, it was just fluctuating on God of War 2018. It was up to 60, then sometimes it'll go down to like 35. And like if you were playing fighting one of the one of the monsters, then again, like one of the big bosses.
Oh yeah, frame rate would drop.
It just did like it's like, look, it got to be 60 or nothing at least. I think 1080p 60 has to be like the minimum for all these games, but it's like based on what at least what Xbox is saying right now, it's like it's up to the developers. Now, when you got that answer, you already know what time it is.
It's a resolution gate,
right? So you know what time. So it's like I like the consoles. I want them. I'm a tech person. I love them, but I don't think I want to spend that kind of money and just be paying a bunch of 30 frames per second games. So I'm just not doing it. So I don't know, but right now I'm good. I'm in a good space right now. I'm still working on this room, and I'm just enjoying doing these podcasts and doing these topics. And everybody who comes through to interact, we really appreciate you guys. If you can't catch us live, you can catch us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Also, you can catch us on Google Play. Just go to your favorite search engine, and you can find us on any of those. So if you want to catch us live, like when we're not, we don't want to catch us live, but you can't catch us live or throughout the weekends, you can download the podcast there. But with that being said, we have a few topics. Oh, not only that, before we get into topics, join the Discord as well. The Discord is always popping, so you can go there and you can talk about sports and sports gaming as well. Even you can roast each other if you want to. Act Spectacular Pooh in the chat. He gets roasted all the time. So the three topics on deck, and we're going to ad lib some other ones down the line. Until Madden 27, I'm getting to that in a second.
I forgot about that topic, so I'm glad you put it because I completely forgot about that.
2014 NHL playoff is a possibility.
That's going to be hot.
And the NBA is actually talking about doing the rest of their season and or playoffs at Disney World. So we're going to talk about that. So let's just I'm just going to pick the topic today. Let's get the elephant, let's try to push the elephant out of the room. We've been trying to tell people for the longest that EA is not the culprit of this exclusive license. They're not. It's always
been listening to us.
Huh?
Nobody likes listening to us, though.
No, you're right. Nobody does it. It's always been the NFL. The NFL came up with the notion that, hey, this is going to be an exclusive license. Who wants it? 2K wanted it. EA wanted it. EA had the most money to put up, so that's why EA had it, and it's now going on. Oh goodness, it's almost going. It'll be almost 20 years in 2024.
Hey man, hold up.
It'll be 20 years in 2024.
Yes, that is correct.
That's insane. So for almost 20 years, 16 years now, it's been EA with the license, and the owners of the NFL is supposed to be they're actually supposed to be voting on
in 2 days. They will be voting.
Yeah, they will be voting. So when we be back on Thursday, we'll actually talk about the outcome, which we kind of know what it is already. That the owners are going to be voting if the license is going to continue to be exclusive. Now, I talked about this in the Discord about my reasonings behind this whole thing, and I'll talk about that shortly. But it just goes back to saying this is not a product of EA being greedy. The NFL did this. The NFL put it out there. Did 2K put in 2K5 at 1999? Did that have something to do with it? Maybe. It may be. I'm not saying it was definitively, because you got to understand that during that time, 2K did that to all their games. College Hoops 2K5, NBA 2K5, NHL 2K5, MLB 2. All those games were 1999. It wasn't just the NFL game, but for all intents and purposes, it probably had something to do with it. But you look at the NFL. The NFL do everything exclusive now. They do their credit card deal. Bud Light. The jerseys. They do everything exclusive. They don't do extra, companies with their products or the entities of their product, the branches of their product. So even if somebody else got the license, it would have been exclusive again, in my opinion. So the deal is supposed to be a 5-year deal until the end of Madden 27. So that's why I put until Madden 27, that we have another, situation with an exclusive deal of quote unquote simulation football. Also, if they make a lot of money, which is another part of the situation I'm going to talk about, if they make a certain amount of money or whatever their goals are, there won't be no negotiation for that following contract. If they make enough money with the next 5 years, they're just going to automatically have the license again. But I don't know how long. But that's been put out there too. So, DJ, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, kind of low key saw this coming again, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is just. I'm like It is like the NFL to sit there and just want one company to do their games. Like they want one company to do their jerseys and so on and so on. And kind of like if somebody else does something else on the side, it's left up to the players. Because I remember I came across not necessarily an article, but
my son just...
yeah, I hear him. I've come across like certain articles that talk about the NFLPA. When it comes to the non-simulation games, they're willing to go ahead and just not drop their license, give their license to whoever wants to make like a arcade and a like football game. Like they'll just have like made up teams and whatever, but you'll have the actual NFL players. So as far as the length of it, I'm about to turn 45 years old by the time that contract runs out again. Really, I made my decision years ago with this exclusive deal that, there are other games that I'm playing, and to sit here and hoot and holler and speak until I'm blue in the face about, an exclusive deal that seems to go on forever, which is borderline almost borderline illegal if it was a monopoly on football, but it's a monopoly on the NFL, which you can kind of loop it in, maybe an illegal monopoly, but
I would say if anything is unethical, I would say that. Yeah,
and the NFL from all the other sports have been the most. I feel like they've been either crossing that line habitually. As far as the ethics is concerned, and have been the tightest as far as with their license, like not allowing certain features to happen. Not saying that's totally holding back the game, because again, you have the company EA who continues to, they're about to show some, the first look at the game coming up Monday, the 1st of June. So that's going to be, I wouldn't say interesting, because I'm tired of saying, oh, that's interesting just based on curiosity. It's just, for me, it'll be interesting to see how badly this comes out, especially with this news with the possible extension of the exclusive license. So I got other games that I'm playing, MLB The Show, NBA 2K, NHL hockey, even though that's an EA Sports product, but still a better game. And all these other genres. So I've long since decided not to wait for them to free up the license.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way too. It's like once I realized that that whole E3 debacle when Hollywood Sports made that video about 2K15, I was like, it's not even about the license. It's more like people going nuts behind it. So I was like, I'm trying to leave that space. If I find enjoyment with Madden, I'll just enjoy it. If not, I'll just keep it moving. Mm-hmm. What about you, Bills? What are your thoughts about this whole situation?
It's pretty simple to me. The owners are ignorant. The owners are ignorant, and I don't think they really get what the ramifications are of having one company make a game versus multiple companies make a game. Now, you can have all these people come out and try to be business analytic majors, having never gone to any college at all. You can have them come out and tell you that, oh no, one company's much better because it devalues the license if multiple companies have it. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. That is the single dumbest, and he's not the only one. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard of. A record label. Oh, so you're telling me that a record label's prestige drops if they only have if they have multiple artists instead of one? They're gonna make more money with one than multiple? It's fucking stupid. They're selling sponsorships, people. It's not hard. This isn't difficult to understand. The NFL is selling sponsorships. They are giving people the license to use their name and their brand to make football games and sell copies. All they're asking in return is for the proper revenue that goes along with that. So you can't convince me that one company is going to bring in more money than if that one company was bringing in the same amount of money and everybody else adding on and bringing in whatever money. You're not convincing me of that. The owners are ignorant of this. They don't care about video games. They just vote to renew it every time because they look at the MUT numbers and say, fine, just go ahead and renew it. We don't even care. We don't want to delve into this. Just renew it. Okay. That's what it comes down to. And I mean, it's sad. It's very sad, but that's the reality. And now we are faced with 20 years plus of no other company being able to make an NFL simulation game if this vote goes through, and it seems like all indications are that it will. Because, like I said, they're ignorant to video games. They're ignorant to the appeal that people have for another company or multiple other companies to make another game. And I think this is the result of that. And we just have to live with it. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, all right. My thing is, I find bits and pieces of Madden to have fun with. I mean, the last Madden I really had fun with was Madden 17. And I mean, the first part of 19 I thought was fantastic, but 17 was the last Madden I actually played more than one season in. I mean, Madden 25, that was the first Madden in a long time I played three or more seasons in. But when I'm looking at this whole license thing, like just to piggyback on what you said, Bills, I mean, that's what it's about. That's why they already said if it reaches a certain amount of goals, this 5-year deal is going to be extended without even negotiations. Yeah. So, I mean, you already know where the money's coming from. I mean, the money's coming from Madden Ultimate Team. It's coming from these tournaments. It's not coming from the people who just want to buy the game, go home, and just play it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are the guys, they're only getting $60. And in some cases, if you're on PC, you can get the game for maybe $10 at sometimes. And you're just going to play it. You're not shelling any more money into the game. So with that being said, they don't care about that. They want that recurring revenue. They want that guy who's going to spend. I mean, like there's a follower of mine on Twitter that put in $1,000 day one on 2K My Team. And that's just some random guy. Could you imagine some of these guys who actually go online and try to compete with each other? And the money that they try to put in just to compete with each other online. I mean, you're talking about thousands, maybe in some cases, maybe tens of thousands of dollars in this mode. That's off of one copy of the game. You kind of see what I'm saying? It's like, imagine if the game sells like millions each year. Maybe I'll say 5 to 10 million a year. Just say 100,000 people out of that. I think 100,000 is a good group of people. 100,000 people out of the 5 million who bought the game participate in Madden Ultimate Team, and those 100,000 people probably give them an extra $200. That's a shitload. That's $200 million right there. Off of 100,000 people. So who gives a damn if the game just sells APF numbers?
Yeah, it's a situation of being content, right? I mean, it's being content. It's being fine with the status quo. And they aren't seeing a dip in those numbers as we're talking about. So because they're not seeing a dip, because nothing has really changed for the worse, actually it's kind of changed for the better as far as the amount of revenue that they're bringing in. nobody's going to bring that topic to the table of, well, how much money would we make if, A, B, and C made a game too? They don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big issue to them.
And then on top of that, imagine the bump they got with COVID-19.
Of course.
People at home. And I'm going to tell you at the time, let me tell you what they did. At the time, the game was $17 because I bought it for $7. Because at the time of COVID-19 I didn't want any more recurring payments on my credit card because I needed that money. So what I did was I took because I was doing a monthly payment of Origin Access. So I took that off and I bought Madden for $17. It was dirt cheap at the time. So imagine how many people bought the game during that time, during COVID-19, and they got their little, they got the stimulus money and they say, hey, I'm going to try to build a team. So they probably put $200 or they probably put $100 on top of that $17, $18. So it's like they're selling the game at 17, but they're getting like triple, quadruple the revenue off of that one purchase. It's just, so that's where the money's coming in at. And let's even talk about the gameplay. When you have people celebrating the way that these tournaments are being won, why would the developers even try to make the game sim? Because let me tell you something right now. They try to make the game sim where that type of stuff is not allowed. Those people are going to scream. And when those people scream, you're going to be hurting money. And when they're hurting the money, they're going to listen to them immediately. They don't give a damn about us. Like, hey, a fullback is supposed to block. Why does fullback's not blocking? Well, I tell you what, this person is about to put a lineman at quarterback so he don't have to use a real quarterback for MUT dollars or whatever. And he's going to use, whoever he can at whatever position to succeed in that tournament. That person is going to give them X amount of money. Making that fullback block for the sim person is giving me no money. Guess who they're going to listen to? It's that type of stuff that we're looking at where we're going to get 5 more years of that, and the fight for simulation going into Madden is like, why would we? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, I would be thoroughly shocked if they didn't vote to extend the license. Be very shocked.
Oh, I will be. Let me tell you something. You're talking about something that will cause rifts in not even the sports community. That will cause rifts in the gaming community because people who are semi-historians of gaming know that EA got the license in 2004, and everybody, most people just put 2 and 2 together. EA Sports, Madden NFL. If that changes, that will cause rifts throughout the entire game. And look, Nintendo will probably pop their head. I'm like, what the hell just happened? You know what I mean? So it's crazy. So what are our, before we go to the next topic, what are our solutions to combat this as far as us wanting to play a football game? Bills, you have any ideas of what we can do throughout these 5 years while they continue to have the license? And what are your suggestions?
I mean, my answer doesn't really change from what we've said before, man. Find a game you liked in the past and play it.
Yeah,
because that's the best you're gonna get if they don't open up this license. I mean, there's nothing else really. What are you gonna do? I mean, either you can find what you like in Madden, and hopefully that's enough to hold you over, or you're gonna have to find an older Madden or an older football game and play that, or be like us and find other games to play.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the reasons why I like to post my gameplay videos of older games, because it's like, look, you can do this. It's okay to play other games. I think I think a lot of people have like the young kid mentality when it comes to these games. Like, they have to play the new stuff. They don't want to be that kid on the playground playing the old shit. Like, fuck, we're in our 30s. We're in our 20s. That shit's dead. Fuck that. This peer pressure shit is old. If you're still falling prey to peer pressure, you probably never had friends growing up anyway. So, I mean, play what the fuck you like. And I think, I even made a video recently saying I'd still play Madden 20, but it's just that I know I only can play it in spurts. It's not the game where I can go and say, well, I'm at work or I'm out like, man, I can't wait to go home and play week 7. I don't feel like that about Madden. I damn sure feel about the other games I post on here. So, I mean, find your own fishbowl. You got any different ideas, DJ, or you feel the same?
I feel the same. I would throw in there, look at Maximum Football and Axis as your alternatives, but that's pretty much it. I'm like, find a different game, find a different hobby at this point. Go outside, run, jog, do some yard work, something.
Get your goddamn immune system up.
Right. Yeah, say your prayers, take your vitamins.
Don't say that. No, don't say that. The reason why I say don't say that, because that's what Owen Hart said before he passed. That shit broke my heart when that dude passed. Remember, he was like the Blue Blazer and shit.
Yeah, but Hogan also said that.
Yeah, I know, but it's just that the fact that Owen said that shit is the Blue Blazer, and he, you know what I mean.
Yeah, go outside and throw a football.
Well, some people, let's not go
tackle somebody.
No, let's not do that. Some of these dudes,
you use the real life enforcer X Factor.
Yeah, some people.
We know the police are doing it.
Yeah, I saw that today. That's some bullshit. But I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, I'm gonna try the games out. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're here. I mean, we always want to give you our honest opinions with the games. I'm not one of these people to tell you don't buy it now. But I will tell you, if it ain't up to par, we're gonna tell you, look, you're gonna waste your time. But that's after us playing it. For the most part, Madden 20 has been a pretty good game. I can honestly say that Madden's been okay. I just think that the franchise just felt like it fell flat. And I don't get me wrong, I'm gonna tell you something about the franchise. The franchise mode has a lot of stuff that's left to be desired. I like the little interactions you have week by week with certain players to say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and if they achieve it, they get like a little boost or whatever. I like stuff like that. It makes a team feels like the team is alive, but it just feels hollow at the same time. So if they can build up on that, like on a level of like my league, I mean, they got something. It's not for people to say that franchise mode is like really bad. I will say that they're lying. It's not where it needs to be, but I like some of the things they have in it. It's just real. It kind of reminds me of NBA Live's franchise mode. Like they have the stuff there, but it just feels like it's point and click. It's not like it doesn't feel like you have control of a team like with my league. I mean, I even put on we can go back to Madden 08 on original Xbox when I did that entire draft on a stream. It felt like I was going through like building a franchise. You don't have that no more. So let's see what people said in the chat real quick. Optimus Goob said, I can't stand the smugness of EA when they reminded everyone that they're the only one who can make a sim game. Yeah, I agree. Spectacular Pooh says the only thing I want to see from EA at this point is Battlefield. I'm kind of skeptical of that.
Right now, it's fuck Battlefield. Get back on Call of Duty.
Right.
Insurgency. Right. Well, now that I'm jumping on, I'm back on PC, like really back on PC. I already had Insurgency on PC, so
yeah, I know you had it already, right? It's just like Battlefield. Like I'm afraid they'll never be able to top Battlefield 4. To be honest with you, that game is so good.
Yeah, but they haven't even tried. That's their issue. They haven't tried.
Battlefield 1, everybody's kind of going back to. I'm like, I just didn't understand why they changed after Battlefield 1. I'm like, yeah, and then now that Call of Duty World War II is free, I went and played that. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that game is good.
Yeah, I should have been on this before.
Yeah, that game is good. King of the North says, as long as it's still on PC and can be modded, I'll play. I can't play unmodded though anymore. It will be tolerable because of the modding community. They make it playable. That's something I'm going to get into. Hey, he still got the Houston Rough Riders.
I was thinking the same
thing. I just thought
that.
That's dope. That's something that we're going to get into down the road because that does not get talked about enough. There's a community that's just as passionate about what they do with Madden 08 PC. They're doing their thing with Madden, the newer Maddens on PC as well. that's something we need to talk about down the road. Because I touched on it in the Nectar mod, but for Madden 19, but I didn't on 20. But that's something we need to talk about. Let's see. Spectacular Pooh put up a whole bunch of stuff. He also said that let me know when they go back to Madden 0506 franchise. That'll be the day. Yo, they think it's a problem when players hold out now. Like players used to hold out back then. Like they would not play on your team.
And that resurgence is there in real life, but
they don't put it in Madden. It's like
you can't have an empty stadium when your team is losing a whole bunch of games.
Right.
Jaguars owner at the complaining.
Right, you know. It's like,
I mean, shit. Why does he care about the football games in there? That motherfucker's busy having wrestling matches in the fucking stadium.
he needs to worry stadium at that too. Right.
He needs to worry about them sorry ass wrestling matches he's having in that stadium before he wants to talk about football. Shit.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's really disheartening at the end of the day because to me, I don't necessarily mind having one game long as it's a good game. Now, but on the flip side of that, after 16 years, I would like to see somebody do something. And, you know, I want to see something new. I want to see something fresh. I want to see new ideas. With Madden, we've been dealing with Madden since 2000. Well, Madden 05. Well, Madden 06, really. We've been dealing with Madden since Madden 06, and we haven't really seen anything innovative. We saw a bunch of regression. I think the only two things we could say that was really innovative was like true step, real player movement, maybe air superiority.
And then they took two of them out.
Right.
What they took one out, nerfed the other, and just overpowered the last one. So,
right. You know, it's not nothing innovative. Like, I mean, we're not asking to reinvent the wheel because I mean, I think innovation in football game is something that's kind of like over talked about. Because with us, I mean, we talked about this on episode 144 when we had the post Madden review. We just want stuff that was there before. You know, we don't want anything that new.
But here's my thing, and I wonder if y'all agree with this. Like, I feel like every simulation sports game or every game that prides themselves on being realistic in simulation, I think the first thing they should do every year when they start developing the game is sit down. One person stands at the whiteboard, whether it's a creative director or whatever, and they list out things that are missing from the game that are simulation, whether they've been in before or they haven't. Just make a list.
You know who did that? They're no longer there.
Yeah, about to say
exactly.
They did do that.
The last person who did that, they ran his ass out of there as soon as Long Shot came about.
They gave his ass the heave ho.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, it seems like 2K does that, right? It seems like NBA 2K does that.
I mean, OG tell us that they do that. They did that ever since he came over. He said that's what they do.
It seems like PES does that, right? FIFA even kind of to an extent, even though the game kind of moves the same way every year. You know, these games are doing that, and Madden seems to be them and MLB The Show seem to be the two games. Obviously, conveniently, they have no competition. They seem to be the two games that they don't do that. They don't stand at the whiteboard and say, okay, off the top of your head, name the shit in the game. And we're just talking about core gameplay things that aren't in. We're not talking about schemes. We're not talking about any type of techniques based on schemes. We're talking about literally base fundamentals of football, what is not in. If they did that every year, we wouldn't be in this position. But they don't because, you know, and we've heard, oh, well, limited staffing.
No, we ain't trying to
We've heard everything for years. And guess what we've gotten? We've gotten nothing.
Bills, they made $2 billion with the B.
Yes, with a B.
In microtransactions. We're not even talking about how many copies of the game they sold. We're just talking about in microtransactions.
In microtransactions.
So even if you have a limited staff, you have the money to put anything.
Hire people.
Listen, Bills. With $2 billion, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with any fucking thing with that kind of money.
Yeah,
with anything.
Hire people. Start a new engine. there's any number of things you can do with that amount of money to the point where those excuses just don't hold water with me, bro.
But I'm telling you what it is. Those tournament guys, they put, punters at quarterback and people are applauding it and having fun and it's bringing in money. And soon as if they deviate from that and if those people scream, it's over with. They're going to put it right back in the game.
I keep on saying that Mutt ruined the game. As soon as they prioritize, I'm not saying Mutt itself, but the prioritization of Mutt ruined any chance of us having anything decent in that game. I'm like, and they started targeting kids at the same time because.
But DJ, we saw the writing on the wall. I'm sorry, we saw the writing on the wall when True Step came about. When True Step came about, what did the IGN person say?
I can't operate my record because he doesn't turn on a dime. And
here's another one. We saw the writing on the wall again when franchise was broken till fucking December and the game came out in August.
Yeah.
Draft champions and Mutt was working just fine.
And then when Mutt was fucked up for that one short period of time, they were right on it and fixed that shit.
You know what? And another thing, what was that? Was it this year or last year when online franchise was messed up?
I think that's what Bills was talking about.
Well, no, I'm talking about franchise period.
No, when franchise.
Yeah.
This was Madden 15 or 16. It was one of those two where franchise mode was messed up so bad. If you tried to, even if it was an offline save on your hard drive, if you tried to advance, sometimes the game would just lock up.
And Shotmaster was out in front of that, trying to get it fixed, kept pushing it to the devs. I'm pretty sure it didn't get fixed till late November, early December.
No, it was around Black Friday when it got fixed, because that people try to buy the game again around that time. So it was around Black Friday when it got fixed. Because go ahead.
But the funny thing about this year was the fact they put in a whole new mode that overpowered what was supposed to be a good thing in abilities.
But see,
and I was just like, wow. Okay,
I was done. I gave any hope of asking any of these developers, anybody, about fixing franchise mode when Superstar KO came in. When Superstar, you brought in a new mode and y'all built on that mode when franchise is one of your first modes, and y'all done very little to it. That's when I knew they did not care anymore. Now I was like, I'm just gonna stop asking. I'm gonna try the game. If it plays okay, I'll give it a shot. But as far as me frontlining and saying, "Hey, devs, we need this," man, fuck all that. I'm not doing that.
No, I mean, we're long past the point of having to tell these motherfuckers what should be in the game.
Right. I mean, we've been doing this since Madden 10.
That's why, as far as Madden is concerned, there's no hope for next gen. And like I said, yeah.
But it's like we said before, it's like you think they're sitting in a boardroom or they're sitting around the office and they see one of our video. Oh shit, you know what? That would be a good idea to put double team pass block in it. No, that's not happening. Like, they know what should be in the fucking game.
Double team pass blocking didn't come in until Madden 25. Now,
it only worked well in Madden 25 because ever since then there's been some issues with the line. Madden 25 was the peak of the offensive line running in pass blocking.
Yeah, you're right. Because for some reason they finally said, we finally need to fix it, because they didn't even have double team pass blocking the gen before. And it was like the only reason, and I don't know why, they didn't do it, but it just seemed like, they had it double team run blocking, but not double team pass blocking. I don't know if it had something to do with code or whatever. I don't know. The excuse is always there. But at the end of the day, we're looking at 5-6 more years of this. We're looking at probably some more tournament guys finding a new way to exploit the game on a new console or
and mark my words, Madden 21 will be an indication of how the game will play for this entire console generation.
You know what? I will disagree with that, because if you look at Madden 25 and you look at Madden 20,
but I think that will be an indication of like, this is where, because this is what Madden does. This is what Madden does pretty much at the beginning of every console generation. And they give you everything they possibly can, and they show you the potential and then from there it's all downhill. They slowly start taking the shit out. So it's like Madden 25. It showed you, okay, shit. If they build upon this, and then Madden 15 came out. So Madden 21 could be fucking roses. And then Madden 22 will come out, and it'll be, oh, okay, well, now at least they still have this in. And then the year after that, well, at least they still kept that. And then by the time Madden 25 comes around, it's going to be, fuck, well, it can't even be Madden 25. They already have Madden 25. Well, yeah, that's another question. What the fuck are they even going to call Madden 25?
They're gonna call Madden 25 Madden 2025.
I don't care what they call it. People have been
call it Madden.
Trash,
just call it Madden.
So
just call it Madden.
I will say this. Do y'all think by the end of the generation, do you think it's gonna be called Madden altogether? Do you think they're gonna get rid of the name Madden?
They're gonna eventually do it.
Because
I would say maybe they get rid of it when Madden 25 comes up. When Madden 25 comes up again, I think maybe they get rid of it.
They've been trying to get rid of the Madden name for some time now.
I wonder.
It's been at least a 5-year discussion about it that I know of.
What are you gonna call it? EA NFL?
I wouldn't be surprised. They're probably no telling. No telling.
I don't care what the fuck they call it. Fix the damn game.
I mean, you got to think about it. NCAA football was just NCAA football. NCAA basketball was just, you had Grand Slam tennis. You had Roy McIlroy golf, but that was just PGA Tour actually. Now I doubt they're going to put an NFL name, a star name on their product. No. I mean, I don't think they're going to do that. So it may
be EA NFL.
It might just be NFL football. 2000.
Not even football, just EA NFL.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Fix the game.
Yeah,
I mean seriously, I said this on Twitter. If they would have put hot streaks and if they would put hot streaks in the game in franchise this year, and they would have hot streaks, game speeds. Oh, good. Hot streaks, game speeds, and there was another thing I said. I would have played franchise. Hot streaks for sure. Hot streaks, game speeds, and I mean, really, that's about it. If they had those in franchise, I probably would have played it this year.
Yeah, because I'm seeing those hot and cold streaks play on MLB The Show. Like I said, it ran to the Dodgers. Pretty much their whole team was hot, and I got roasted. For
definitely 2K. 2K, it plays a big role. It does. You have a quarterback coming in on a hot streak, there'll be an explanation for him lighting you up, right? But I mean, if he's on a cold streak, that might be a situation where maybe your guys are on a cold streak. They might be able to get out of that slump if you can force a couple turnovers, things like that. It makes it more dynamic. But when you take shit like that out, it's just playing games every week, and that's not. Who wants to do that?
I think one of the main things that I like, if I want to say anything, what they did put into franchise mode, they did do the practice in the weekly preparation. I mean, I think it's still stale, but the fact that they put that in there, it kind of gives you another aspect of you trying to build a team. Now, does it work? Well, that's another story. Because
didn't they stop adding scenarios some time ago?
No.
Didn't they stop adding new scenarios sometime ago?
Yeah, they haven't put in any type of new scenarios or anything. And I'm like, that's kind of a underlying feature that may quietly go away.
But we talked about they don't work. They don't.
We talked about the fact that scenarios, right? They don't have any.
All they do is just like experience points, attribute stuff like that. It doesn't really.
I'm gonna tell
if you have no punishment.
I'm gonna tell you what NCAA 14 does and what the old Maddens do back in the PS2 days. And I don't know if this was just an NCAA mechanic or it's something that was brought over from the PlayStation 2 original Xbox days. Even in the 360, players got better if you used them. Like if you look at my Georgia Dynasty, maybe I need to go more in depth to this with a video of its own. I have a senior that was used a little bit in his junior year. But the fact that every time he was used, he was effective, he ended up being a starter next year over two other guys who was better than him. And I'm not talking about like he became a starter because, I'm using him that way. It was his ratings went up because the way he was used, he was more efficient. So when the following year came up, his overall and his catching and stuff just went up because he was more efficient. Also with the running back, he was a freshman. He overtook the junior running back because he just had more potential. I mean, he was a 6 foot, 230 running back compared to the 5'11", 195 running back who was just fast. The bigger running back actually can catch as well. So his freshman year, I used him in his strengths. The fact that I used him, he was able to progress and get better. With Madden, it don't feel like that. It's like you just have a person there and you just use them for whatever. It don't feel like they're progressing, and all this XP it's just more convoluted BS that don't need to be there. They just need to use that model that they had before when you try to put that freshman or you try to put that rookie quarterback out. Like right now, Madden 08 on my original Xbox Dynasty, I got Matthew Stafford. I drafted him as a rookie. And the first few games, he was really good. I think he only threw one interception. But his first few games, he jumped from like 82 to 85 because I actually wanted him to throw the ball more. And he was efficient. It's like they don't have that in Madden. It's just like you got to use all this XP to get better and all this other stuff. I don't understand it. I just don't. It's crazy.
All right. Well, we got some better news. And the next topic.
Yeah, let's go there.
Cheer everybody up with this one.
So, DJ, I'm gonna let you take the lead on that one because I know there's something you wanted to talk about.
Okay, so Gary Bettman, who's the commissioner of the NHL, basically has ended the NHL regular season due to COVID-19. That's what officially has done. But what they are proposing is a series of things, and one of the main things that they're looking to propose or put together is a 24-team NHL playoff format in which the top 4 teams, based on the standings, I think as of March 13th when they last played, it's going to be based on those standings. So the top 4 teams in each conference will play in a round robin type of situation, while the bottom 8 teams, so it's like 1 through 12, the top 4 round robin, and 5 through 12 are gonna duke it out in a best of 5.
Yep.
And basically, they're labeled as qualifying matchups. So, and then after that will be the traditional playoff feature. I kind of think that has some potential that you could possibly do that and have a shortened season almost every year. But NHL is not the sport that has the problem with the length of the season. I think I could kind of see it happening with the NBA.
You think
as with this playoff format?
Are you talking about just this year in general?
Well, it's there for this year, obviously. Right. And I'm sure the NBA is proposing something. I've heard somebody throw out that they're going to do a 1 through 16, and they're going to do what a lot of people have been wishing that they would do to get better playoff matchups, is have that 1 through 16, get rid of the conference standings once you get to the playoffs, and do 1 through 16 and do the playoffs based on that.
Well, they definitely ain't doing that. But here's one thing that I will say, though.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're not going to do the 1 through 16 in the future because they've already talked about, the traveling and things like that.
Right.
I think that's a bit of an excuse, but whatever. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of ways they can get around that. They can change the format of the playoffs, period, right? Where the games are played, et cetera, so there's not too much flipping back and forth. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I think this year would be a good opportunity to do 1 through 16. The reason I say that is because if you're going to have one central location, then there is no worry about the travel, right? Because one central location, and Mark Cuban talked about having a play-in tournament for the final 2 seeds, which, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I think I think that's fair. But yeah, 1 through 16 would be pretty interesting because then you are looking at the best matchups possible at that point.
Yeah, because the NHL is actually considering 2 hub cities. Mm-hmm. They're talking about cities like
Yeah,
it's like Chicago, Columbus, Ohio, Dallas, Edmonton, and stuff like that. As far as hub cities, and if you look at just an example of how this will play out, you look at the Eastern Conference in the NHL. So right now you have Boston, who's currently standing wise the number 1 seed. You got Boston, Tampa, Washington, Philly. They will play out in the round robin to determine the seedings between those 4. And then the rest of the teams you have, like right after the Flyers, it's Pittsburgh, Carolina, the New York Islanders, Toronto Maple Leafs, Columbus Blue Jackets, Florida, the Rangers, and Montreal will battle it out. Those teams will be paired off. Let's see. Yeah, those teams would be paired off. And I think the matchups would be Pittsburgh versus Montreal, Carolina versus the Rangers, the Islanders versus the Panthers, and the Maple Leafs for Toronto Maple Columbus Blue Jackets. And they would duke it out in a battle those 4 conference leaders. Same with the Western Conference, same thing.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
I have a question for these motherfuckers that always call hockey and soccer boring. Now, okay, let's say the NBA for some crazy ass reason doesn't come back. Y'all gonna be the same motherfuckers that sit there and don't watch anything? You ain't gonna watch this tournament? Y'all must be high as a motherfucker. Because then we want sports back. We want sports back. Okay, well, hockey's playoffs are on. Oh, this shit's boring. Okay.
Yeah, hockey's for white people.
Right. It's like, it's stupid. Oh, who wants to watch 90 minutes and nobody's scoring? Soccer's boring. Okay.
See, I think just like with the playoff situations, everybody talks about, okay, who has the most exciting playoff structure or who has the most exciting playoffs. Really, it's whose playoff presents more parity that makes it more interesting. I feel like NHL presents more parity than any other sport. I'm like, just look at the last few Stanley Cup winners.
I would tell people this. If you can't watch the NHL playoffs, then maybe hockey isn't for you. But give the playoffs a try. If you're not a hockey fan, or even if you're somebody that said, I want to watch hockey, but, usually basketball's on, give the playoffs a try. I guarantee you're going to like it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of drama, man.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely.
My thing, I've got on the hockey due to DJ talking about it. And I mean, not only I like watching it, I like playing the games as well. So,
right.
I mean, because back then, the only thing I used to play in hockey, I remember playing Blades of Steel in NHL 94. Yep. And then now, I play the newer games now. So,
yeah, because I think the first hockey game I've ever played was on NES called Ice Hockey.
Yeah, the basic one. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Even that game had different body types. You had a skinny guy, a normal guy, and a fat guy.
Yep. I was just a big fan of Blades of Steel. It was just Konami games. Well, let's talk about Konami, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Blades of Steel was the GOAT. I will say that.
That was a good one.
Because I'll say with soccer, like the way I got into soccer full-fledged was I had to watch the World Cup because that was the best teams in the world. So if you want to watch quality soccer in its best form, you watch the best players in the world, and they're playing for their national teams. So one day I said, you know what? It's hot outside. I don't feel like going to the park. I don't feel like going to ball up. I'm going to sit and watch this tournament. And I fell in love with the Brazilian national team. And I was like, wow, Neymar's great. And I saw all these other players, Marcelo, and I'm like, yeah, bro, like soccer. This is because the thing was, there aren't a lot of games that end 0-0, obviously, in the tournament. And those guys are giving their all, especially Brazil when they were at home for the tournament. I mean, it's drama, man. But the thing is, if you go in with the expectation that you're going to see scoring like the NBA, of course you're going to be disappointed. It's all about your expectations. I don't watch soccer and expect to see a bunch of scoring. I go into it wanting to watch the tactic of how they're going to try to score. Right. So if you watch soccer and after 90 minutes you're disappointed because somebody didn't score, then you're watching it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just there are some people who legitimately don't like soccer, and that's fine. But the people who have never watched it, never given it an actual try, and the same with hockey, you never given it an actual try. No, you're just talking just to talk. You've never actually sat down, tried to understand it, anything like that.
So what do you think? You think it's going to be? I mean, I don't even have to ask DJ. So do you think this is going to be exciting to have 24 teams in the NHL playoff?
Yeah. Because I think it creates even more parity.
I think you're going to have like a Cinderella team that's going to make it much more worthwhile watching. You're just going to have that one team that's going to defy all odds and probably get like to the final 8 or something like that. I think it's going to be pretty neat.
Yeah. Especially in the NHL, it's all about how the puck bounces once you get to the playoffs.
What did they say if this was to go in effect? When did they say it was going to probably start?
Oh, they have different
dates.
Yeah, under their timeline section, they have, let's see, because regular season is automatically like for the head of their division. They basically are the division winners as we speak. So the Caps are the Metro Division champs. Sorry, Philly and Pittsburgh, but let's see. So phase 2 says early June. In early June, it is expected that teams will be permitted to return home. That's okay. So that's working out practices, stuff like that. Phase 3, not earlier than first half of July. Not earlier than first half of July. Formal training camps will begin. So that's the training camps, and then so they're literally going to restart. Kind of like what you would do in the beginning of the season, just to get everybody kind of back up to regular season speed so they can do these playoffs. And let's see, phase 4 to be determined. 24 teams in 2 hub cities will compete in seeding round robins, a qualifying round, and conference-based Stanley Cup playoffs. So you're probably not going to see anything until mid-July.
I mean, hey, that's cool. I mean, I'm not really worried about a necessarily timetable. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure if they can get it up and running, because right now that's the most important thing. Like, can you get this up and running so we can watch some sports? I mean, I'm thinking that it may take a while for all. Okay, that's cool.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna be nice. Like I said, I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm big into hockey, and there will be that Cinderella team that eventually starts to knock out some teams that would, be the favorites, and then it's gonna get really interesting because when teams get hot, and especially in the NHL playoffs.
Wow.
When they get hot, man, it gets really fucking interesting. Like the St. Louis Blues that one year.
Mm-hmm. Before we go tonight, there was a bug on Pete. I know people ain't me talk shit about this because it's PC and we talk about PC gaming.
Oh,
there was a Minecraft launcher. If you uninstall that launcher, it'll wipe your entire hard drive.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Wow!
Wait. Is it based around the game that Kids Move is playing, or is it just Minecraft in general?
No, this is Minecraft Dungeons. Is that the one he's playing?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Oh,
yeah. If he better not rage quit and delete. It says, as explained by a few people, this issue was the software wouldn't uninstall the Minecraft directory. It would delete the entire drive. Oh shit! Oh.
Damn, I forgot what type of it's a bug. That sounds more like malware.
There it is right there, Pooh, if you wanted to look at that. I think they said, it says it's been patched.
Oh, okay.
It's been patched now, but still, it shouldn't have happened to begin with. Jeez. Dang. Well, anyway, the NBA is also talking about going to Disney World to finish out their season.
Yeah, I'm poo-pooing that. Just Disney, though? I know Florida was like one of the main states. It was like, we're all open for business. Forget about COVID-19. I'm like,
Yeah, they give me an idea of what it'd be like. It'd be they have they said they'll play the ESPN Wild World of Sports Complex, which they have the capacity to hold up to 13 games or practices at a time. Let me link this to y'all. Hold on.
Yeah, Florida is going to get crowded if they're going to put
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
there, and that's not what you want in this situation where you're trying to make sure your plateaus stay your plateaus and your downward trends stay your downward trends.
All right, check your DM. I put the link in the DM right there. It says the venue is said they will play at the Wild World Sports Complex. It has theoretically the capacity to hold up to 13 games or practices at a time. And this is how it will break down. Like they said the HP Fieldhouse is a complex primary venue for basketball. It has a broadcast capable court and it also hosts college basketball games annually. They have a Visa Center that includes up to 6 courts at a time and is also broadcast capable. The arena can be configured to include up to 6 courts as well, and like others, is ready for broadcast. Could you imagine they having all these games on 6 courts at a time? That would be chaotic. That would be chaotic.
I'm like, they couldn't possibly be able to practice social. Well, obviously, Florida is open for business.
No, but the reason why they have it here, because they're going to test all the players, and if everybody's don't have any symptoms or they don't have COVID, they can play in this arena. It's kind of like they're isolating the league from everybody. That's basically what they're trying to do. Now, as far as saying it's broadcast ready, that means that they can have like cameras in place, not necessarily fans. So basically what they're trying to do, they're going to play the rest of the league, but it's going to be them isolating themselves from everybody else. But I just can't imagine like you having like a Jordan Rec Center type deal where actual big games are going on. That would be nuts. What are you guys' thoughts? You think they can pull this off?
No.
Think it's too much?
There's no question to me that they will.
I'm like, I'll change my answer. Yes, they'll be able to pull it off. There's too much money at stake.
Do you think it'll be viable? Because I'm like, even if they do this, I don't think the players will be into it like they should be, because it's different when you're playing in an arena and it's just you on the court against your opponent with, I ain't even gonna say with fans, but if it's just you and that team playing your team against that team, the players would be more into it. Now, I don't think they'll have that same type of intensity if like you look over there, the Lakers are playing the Bucks, and you look over here, the Hawks are playing the Knicks, and you look behind you, you got, the 76ers playing the Spurs. I think they'll probably have the same amount of mentality as they feel like it's a pickup game, and it won't be that intense compared to you just being in an arena playing against somebody one team against the other. I think that'll be the problem for the 6 courts. I think it'll be a problem for that.
They're not gonna. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna do that. It's gonna be one game at a time. They have other venues they can use.
No, these are the venues. These are the 13.
No, but they also said the Amway Center. Those aren't. It's just not limited to Disney.
Okay, right. I see it down. I see it right there.
I mean, I'm not too worried about it, man. Just give me the NBA back. I don't care how it comes.
They said the Amway Center. Also, they can use the University of Central Florida.
Yeah.
That's the finance arena. So that's going to be 2 other places. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think they can pull it off, but I think it'd be really weird if, like, say for instance, even if you had 2 teams playing in those 6 courts at a time.
No, I just really don't think they're going to use. I think they just brought up the venues. I don't think they're even going to use those 6 courts. I think they're going to use the broadcast one. They might find another one to hold a game later, but most likely they're going to hold one game at a time in the broadcast. Then they'll hold another one later that day. They're probably just going to have games in the same place all day.
But you got to understand, we're talking about 30 teams. I don't think they'll be able to pull that off with one game at a time.
I'm saying one game at a time in that particular arena, and then the Amway arena. I mean, remember, if you're doing it all day with these 2 sites, I mean, all the teams aren't going to play in the same day anyway. They only got to get 10 games out of the way. So, I mean, it's not going to be that hard. It's only going to be a week or so of this.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. So, I mean, they'll figure out a way. They have so many people working on this, I'm sure.
I'm looking at anything else on here. Okay, it says scheduling games says in a normal season, the NBA aims for 7 p.m. local tips if possible. In addition to accommodating the television audience, thinking that it will provide working fans enough time to get the arena. We're not worrying about that. Let's see what else it says. No, they don't have anything in place for that. I'm just looking. But they did say it's possibly it'd be a March Madness type deal where you have games throughout the day. They did. I am reading that.
Yeah, that's what I didn't even read that, but yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
if the regular season resumed at all, those television deals would nearly guarantee that each team will get 70 games. It would also be safe to assume that to some degree that the standards will have to be disregarded. The number 8 seed in both conferences will lead the lottery field by at least 3.5 games. So shortened schedules wouldn't. They're talking about going into another season there.
right.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'll work. Me thinking, I was just thinking like all the teams are playing on those 6 courts. So I thought that'd be really weird. But I mean, I'll watch it. I mean, the sports. I mean, it's been a minute. So where you going? He done pull all my games off the bookshelf.
Oh, he's at it again.
No, he didn't do that. I didn't even go over there to pick him up, and he's just looking at him like, "Did I do that? Yeah, you did that. You know you did."
He has that cat mentality. What's this on the shelf that don't belong there?
No, don't close the door.
Oh, look who showed up.
Hey B5, you're live.
Wow, that's messed up. He was playing golf on the PSN earlier. I seen you. I seen you was out there on the virtual golf course.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he's looking forward to that PGA 2K21.
Oh yeah,
I know he's looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know he's gonna want that. I know he's gonna pick that up. He's a big golf fan.
Actually, Fife, you wanna hop in?
What are you doing?
Why not? Hey, come on in. Actually, yeah, you have to send him the link.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, he said he can't wait for 2K21. Yeah, 2K21. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna get it too. I definitely am looking forward to it. Another real sports game outside of basketball and maybe wrestling on 2K. So I've been waiting for them to
get back in that form. You know, 2K is going to tap out like they always do when they get competition.
Well, shoot, we know last time EA dealt with wrestling.
Yo, VF, send Fife the link.
Well, he needs to get on Twitter because I don't know where else to send it to him.
Oh shit.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
Not a lot of people realize EA attempted professional wrestling at one time and failed miserably.
Yeah, they did. I remember that.
So yeah, you don't want EA touching anything.
Yeah, no telling. Let's see. I don't even think he uses his I don't think he uses.
Did we send it to Cena last time he was on?
I can't remember.
Oh, you know what?
No,
we were able to do it last time because it was Google Hangouts.
Yeah, it was on Google Hangouts. Yo, that's the reason why I couldn't get him. I need to find a place. You just need to let me know where to send it to. Because I don't even think he has a Twitter no more because I don't even see it.
Oh, jeez.
He has to find his login.
So, forgot my password is your best friend.
So it looks like we're gonna have an impromptu guest just to stall for time since we've pretty much ran through all our time.
We got a lot because we got a lot of shit to talk about with Fife as far as just like we haven't heard from him in a while. So some shit.
What else you want to talk about right now because it's like dead.
Well, let's talk about this Russell Westbrook thing. I just want to kind of talk about Russell Westbrook in general.
What do you do?
Well, I didn't do anything. So I see this post yesterday. It says, what more does Russell Westbrook need to do to be considered a top 5 point guard ever? 23.2 points per game, 7.1 rebounds per game, 8.3 assists per game. That's his career stats. 2017 MVP, 9-time All-Star, 2-time All-Star MVP, 8-time All-NBA, 2-time scoring champ, 2-time assist. What about Skype? Nah, bro, we got to do it on thing. Hold on.
Stuck in the past. Nobody uses Skype anymore, dude.
No, we're not on Skype anymore. I don't even have Skype on my. It's not even.
It keeps asking me to update it, and I'm not. And
it's part of the Microsoft ecosystem, and
I don't even have it on here no more.
So the person was asking, what does he have to do to be a top 5 point guard ever? What's y'all's view on Russell Westbrook in general, like as far as his career as of right now? Like,
oh
wow,
being honest,
I think
he's getting assists because he knew that he could average a triple double. It's not because he likes his teammates. That's what I get from him.
I think I just wonder what drives him to play like he does. Because it seemed like where he's drawn this amount, because that's a lot of energy to spend on the court and be on the minutes that he does. It seems like what's inside of him that drives him to play like that?
Competitiveness. I think he has
what cost?
The cost of being remembered as somebody who lost a lot of games. But
because there's I'm like, you can, as far as the point guards that would be ahead of him on that all-time list, you can kind of know what their motivation was. For him, it's just like, are you trying to win a championship? Is this just for yourself? Or
I think it's more for himself. That's what he comes off of that for me. And I'm not saying he's a bad basketball player. He just comes off like that.
So this is what I put, because I posted this yesterday. It was kind of late at night, so I said I'll wake up today and kind of give my 2 cents on it. I said Russ has played the one, and the coaches have used it as an excuse for him to have the ball in his hands. He isn't a point guard. I don't care what empty stats dudes bring to me to say he is. A point guard puts their team in the best position to score every possession, runs the offense, sets the table, elevates the level of his team's play. That shit the stats can't illustrate. It's not just a guy that has the ball 90% of the time. So if he is not better than at those things than Magic, Stockton, Zeke, Kidd, Nash, Big O, and Steph, then he isn't top 5. And he isn't, so he isn't. They dictated pace. They got others involved through the flow of the offense. So my point of that was, in this stat-driven league where a lot of guys just have the ball 90% of the time, right? On the Rockets, like Harden and Russ, you're gonna get a lot of triple doubles because they set plays for you to clear out and get rebounds and shit like that. That's actually by design a lot of times.
Right.
Having the ball, driving and kicking, that's assists. You have guys knocking down shots. You have pick and roll lobs. Clint Capella used to score 10 points just off of 5 lobs from Harden or Russ right there. So, that's a lot of things that pad stats. But who is Russell Westbrook making better? Whose stats are improving because he's setting the table for him? What teams has he uplifted? That's what a point guard is. When you look at Magic, Worthy was very good, but would Worthy be as good if Magic wasn't setting the table for him? Would Kareem have been effective as late into the 80s as he was if Magic wasn't on the team? What would Chris Van Horn have done at that point in his career if Jason Kidd wasn't setting the table back then? You know what I'm saying? Steve Nash.
Wait a minute. Keith Van Horn?
Keith Van Horn. I don't know why I said Chris Van Horn. Steve Nash. Steve Nash brought out the best in Amari Stoudemire. Brought out the best in what's his name? Sean Marion. So when you look at these point guards that I'm naming, Zeke was the first of these scoring point guards that scores a lot of points, but at the same time, he can elevate the level of his teammates play by getting them involved in things like that. That's what Russell Westbrook doesn't do, and it's not about stats. NYKia says he and Harden are the same level of trash sauce as far as I'm concerned. Volume numbers don't mean much to me. These perimeter players are so ball dominant, they're going to fall into numbers. So that's the thing.
That's how I feel.
Point guards aren't the same as they used to be. They don't have the same job description, okay? Back in the day, a point guard brought the ball up and got the team into the offense and then went and stood in the corner half the time. Now, point guards run a million pick and rolls on a play, reset, boom, run another pick and roll, reset. Okay, swing the ball, then dribble handoff, he gets it again. That's a lot of what the point guards do these days. They have the ball an awful lot. And, of course, people will say, well, Magic had the ball a lot. Magic had the ball every play. But yeah, but the difference was Worthy was isolating, so Magic would bring the ball down and initiate the offense. He didn't always, plays weren't always drawn up for him. Right. So Westbrook, it's very rare you'll see Westbrook he'll get his offense in the flow of the offense, like a LeBron, like a Stockton, like a Magic, and people like that. That's why Russell Westbrook's not a top 5 point guard of all time. That's why.
And it's funny because that's why I asked at the beginning. I was like, what drives him to play? It just seems like he just plays and it doesn't matter what the hell is going on. And it's just, I could see how the greats, like their role in the offense, their role to get other players better, their role to make their team better, even if they're a scoring point guard. But with Russ, it's just like, right, dude, you're just doing this because you can do it. It's no rhyme or reason.
And here's another thing people got to remember. When you're talking about greatest point guards of all time, you're talking about greatest at any position. It's how did you play the position? We're not talking about you as a player. We're talking about you. I would guarantee you Russell Westbrook will rank a lot higher on people's all-time player list than at his own position. Because when you start talking about greatest players of all time, you start talking about resume. But when you're talking about specific positions, you're talking about how they played that position. And Russell Westbrook, hell, Mark Price played the point guard position better than Russell Westbrook. We don't even want to go down that rabbit hole of greatest point guards of all time because people will bring up resume. And yes, he'll have Mark Price on the resume tip. But Jesus Christ, if we're talking about how you play the position, Russell Westbrook does not stack up because if he did, the Thunder would have had a championship, period. End of story. You played with one of the greatest scorers of all time. James Harden was coming off the bench and, he was a damn good player off the bench. There was no excuse why they didn't have a championship. And they made it to one finals.
You can kind of, I'm like, as far as stat output, you wouldn't put this guy ahead of Westbrook, but, Rod Strickland definitely was somebody that you would want to have on your team because you knew what he was going to do. You knew how he was going to contribute to the team. He could score, he could run it, he could facilitate the offense. And
because when I think about Westbrook, another one of these guys that was kind of before his time was a Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich averaged 40 points per game 1 year in college. Okay, so when he came to the NBA, they kind of played him at point guard, and he was a great point guard, but he could also put 30, 40 on you. Russell Westbrook is good enough to score maybe he isn't good enough to score his offense in the flow the way Pete Maravich did. Not think about it. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, is Westbrook scoring these points on volume or is he scoring these points on skill? A lot of nights you can't tell the difference.
That's what I'm saying. There's no rhyme and reason with him. So it's just like, right. Either it's like you're just doing it because you can.
Yeah.
Not because you have to.
The coach is putting the ball in your hands. I mean, shit, look at Luka Doncic, right? He's technically the point guard of his team.
Mm-hmm.
And this year he's averaging about 28 points, and he's also averaging high numbers in assists. And you can tell that his team is being elevated simply by him being on the court because he has such a feel for the game. Russell Westbrook is just sheer volume. It's just all of his stats are just volume based. I mean, shit, Luka's averaging 28, 9, and 8 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not with nearly the volume and how much he touched the ball. He has Porzingis on his team, for Christ's sakes. So when you look at Russell Westbrook's stats, when he wasn't playing with Harden, it's kind of scary how much he had the ball in his hands. So that's why, for anybody who's all about resume, that's why Russell Westbrook is not a top 5 point guard of all time. That's why. I mean, you want to look at stats, then talk about a center then. Or talk about a shoot guard if you want to talk about stats. Point guard is not a stats-driven position. John Stockton leads in 3 categories all time, and ain't nobody's number 1 point guard of all time. So it's not a stat-driven position.
Right. What are you doing, son?
No.
Okay.
He said, "What are you doing?" No. What are you doing? No.
But no.
Oh, you go.
No, I said I get exactly what you're saying as far as Russell. I just never looked at him as a right. I never looked at him as a point guard, honestly.
He didn't even play point guard in college. He played the 2. Darren Collison was on that team.
Right.
Right.
So that's why.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had the benefit of playing off ball earlier in his career, he would be one of the best 2 guards, if not the best 2 guard in the league. But he's pigeonholed into playing the 1. I don't know why coaches don't think about playing him more off ball. It almost forced him into changing his game. But D'Antoni's an enabler. So
absolutely.
He's an enabler. He done it when Harden's just disgusting to watch.
Yeah. I mean, NYK told us that.
that was one of the funniest moments on History Park. He went into a diatribe about James Harden I did not see coming.
I know, right?
That shit was hilarious. Talking about
as far as him being top 5, I don't think he'd be able to be. I mean, he's not even the.
He's top 10?
He's not even a point guard in my position, in my opinion. So
you think he's top 10?
I don't think he's a point guard.
I'm saying,
I say he's top 10, but
say maybe 10.
Yeah, like he barely.
You got Walt Frazier. There's a lot of people. I have one football question: who are the NFL players you wish to have won a Super Bowl? That's interesting.
Didn't we talk about that before?
I don't think we did. We talked about underrated players, but not guys that haven't won a Super Bowl.
I thought we talked about that before.
I'm pretty sure
I thought we talked about that in another episode.
No,
maybe Pooh wasn't here, but I thought. Matter of fact, I think
I could say Dan Marino.
Marino definitely.
No, who was it Ravens Nation? Somebody else came up with that question like a while back. I remember seeing that before.
I don't think. Well, maybe. I don't really remember talking about. I mean, Marino's one for sure. If you
Mark Brunell
carried Mark Brunell, I mean, obviously Jim Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
4 of them.
Did Terrell Owens?
No. Terrell Owens never won one.
Damn.
T.O.
I don't even think Randy Moss got one.
Randy Moss.
Yeah, he was on that 2017 that got beat by the Giants.
Yeah, he was on that team.
Barely got one.
Right.
Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, Jim Kelly, Marino. Randall Cunningham, yeah. I mean,
it would have nice to see him win one.
Warren Moon definitely put up a lot of stats, and Cunningham carried.
But to tell you the truth, Warren Moon win a Grey Cup while he was in the CFL? So he's won a title before, just not an NFL title. I would take him off that list because you kind of throw them both together. That's just me.
I was gonna say Marshall Faulk, but he has one. I forgot.
Yeah, with the Rams.
Anquan Bolden.
No,
he won.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
See, all these players went to the Ravens late. I'm forgetting about him because they won one, and then
one person that they may put on the list, but you kind of forget that he was a rookie when he was on a rookie. He was a rookie and was not listed as active when he won the Super Bowl. Keenan McCardell.
Yeah,
he was a rookie. He was drafted by the Washington Redskins when they won the Super Bowl. Like this was, but the season the Redskins won the Super Bowl. He was a rookie that year. He was inactive, but he has a Super Bowl ring from that team. So that's one that people may put on there, but he has one. He just didn't play that year.
So I found a list. Dan Fouts.
No, that doesn't count. We got to pick our own. We can't. You know,
he's analyzing a list.
No, I'm not even analyzing. I'm asking you how you feel.
No, what he did, he pulled up a list of people who didn't win, and then we got to pick off that list. Like we got to come up with our own. We got to come up with our own.
Oh my god.
I
shouldn't have used any articles for today. Jeez.
It was already whittling down.
Create our own news. No wonder there's fake news out there.
My thing was, Pooh asked us a question. I have one question. Who are the NFL players you wish to have won the Super Bowl? I thought that we had to pick off the top of our head. I didn't know we just pulled it.
Not really. I'm like,
that's what I would.
Technology we have at our fingertips. We can't.
No, I would think I would figure out off my own brain. I wouldn't have to. Oh, let me find a list and just.
I mean, we have. But I'm saying I wasn't gonna name people off the list. I was gonna ask you. We've already done the off the top of our head. Do you have anybody else off the top of your head?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Jesse Tuggle. I would like to see what's the other line? Oh, the defensive end, not John Taylor. What was his name that played for the Dolphins? Jason Taylor. He would have been another nice one. I can't think of anybody else down that area.
Damian Tomlinson?
Damian Thompson would have been a good one.
Barry Sanders.
Goes without saying.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Herman Moore.
Yeah, Herman Moore.
Rodney Peete.
No.
You named the whole Detroit squad.
No, but I'm just saying Rodney Peete was not that guy, though. It was like
yeah, but when I got introduced to the run and shoot, it was Rodney Peete, Barry Sanders, Herman Moore, and there was a bunch of other receivers.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Sean King? No, that's that Tampa Bay talk right there. You said that's that Tampa Bay talk right there.
Brad Johnson would have been on that list, but then they won that Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, Brad Johnson.
Sean McCoy got one last year. He's been on too many disappointing Eagles teams for my liking. Yeah. Donovan would have been a good one.
Oh, that's right, Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
he just missed the Super Bowl.
Mike Vick, yeah, Mike Vick's another one.
Mike Vick's another one. Yeah, that'd have been a good one. I wouldn't know. Torrey Hope won one already.
I'm running out of names.
Yeah,
I can think of more people that won one than people who didn't win one that I would like to see win one.
Yeah, that's true.
All of them have pretty much been named. That's why I brought up the list.
Gotcha.
London Fletcher. No, wait a minute. Did London Fletcher win on St. Louis? Because he was on St. Louis.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. All right, so
London Fletcher's on.
He got himself a title. That's funny. They did talk about that when he was first signed by the Skins.
Adrian Peterson.
Ooh, yeah,
that's a good
Adrian Peterson.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson definitely.
And you would have. I mean, looking at his career, you'd have thought he'd have got one.
Steve Largent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then next to him, Jim Zorn.
Lance Allworth never played in the NFL, so I can't say him. But he's
Fran Tarkenton, because they lost 4 Super Bowls.
4 times.
Yeah.
Yep. Who said Aaron Donald?
I mean, he's young, man. Let's get to some people that their careers either over. I mean, Julio's getting to that point, yeah. Calvin Johnson's another one. Matthew Stafford's another one, especially all the years that they put in. Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas.
Who's
the receiver on that team?
Andre Reed.
And
James Lofton.
Nobody talks about Don Beebe. That dude was like.
But didn't he win one with Green Bay? Because he was on that squad.
Yeah, I think he did win a 96.
Yeah, he did.
So he got lucky. Out of all the receivers on that Buffalo squad,
he's like, "Fuck y'all 4 losses. I got mine."
I've been waiting for somebody to say Wes Welker so I can roast the fuck out of him. That bitch could have won a damn Super Bowl if he caught that ball with his fucking man. Fuck him.
Didn't his wife come out with like it wasn't his fault if Tom Brady had whatever?
He can't catch the ball and throw it at the same time or whatever.
Right.
Throw it himself and catch it or whatever she said. Some stupid shit. Yeah, I mean there's a handful of people. I can't really think of anybody else off the top of my head specifically.
Vinny Testaverde. I think his best chance, not necessarily on the. I would say not necessarily on the Browns, but when he had that one jet squad.
Yeah. I'd like to see Le'Veon Bell win one because it seems like his productive.
Oh, Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates. Well, look, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna put Antonio Gates on that list because him and
you might as well put the quarterback.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates, and LT all belong on the all-time fraud list because they won that team together. Fraud in the fraud list. Frauded, hell yeah. That motherfucker sat out with a fake ass injury and had a helmet on.
Folks, you heard it here. LT's a fraud.
Fuck him. I'll tell you right now, on dead ass serious, on Madden 08, that motherfucking team giving me fits.
Bro, LT
in my franchise mode, that fucking Chargers, because I'm with the Raiders. That team is giving me fit. And matter of fact, they got one of my linebackers that they got out of free agency, and he went to that team. That shit got me pissed. I beat him because I knocked what's his name, Phillip Rivers out the game after like the second series, and we won that game this past week or so. But nah, man, them motherfuckers give
LT and Antonio Gates are top 5 at their position for regular season numbers, like ever. And then they get to the playoffs, and they have a home game, and they fraud the fuck up. So
did Gary Anderson as a kicker play and win was on the Super Bowl winning team? Because I know he had a chance to get into the Super Bowl one of his last few kicks and missed that bit.
Fife said he's on Twitter if you can send it.
All right.
Morton Anderson, possibly.
Morton Anderson.
Oh wait a minute, was it Morton? I think it was Morton Anderson that missed that.
No, Morton, not that I know of. Morton sent the Falcons to the Super Bowl '98.
Okay, and they lost that.
I don't think he missed one to get.
Weight charges on one of the best video easily. When that weapon system came, they had like 11 motherfuckers on that team that had a damn weapon.
Shoot, Scott Norwood on the Buffalo Bills.
Gary, I see you saying Gary Anderson was playing for the Vikings and he missed the field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was him. Okay, yeah, he missed. We gonna say Chris Carter's crackhead ass?
No, he don't deserve shit.
Oh, damn.
Shit.
Let's see. Damn.
All right, let's get to this list because now I'm forgetting people. So I'm gonna just start naming a couple people and we'll give our opinion on it. Dan Fouts, yes or no?
Yeah, I think he should get one.
Andrew Luck?
No.
Wow, why?
Because he quit.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play long enough. It's not. He
played almost 10 years, didn't he?
No,
right?
No, he played 6.
I'm gonna say yes.
Let me look.
I'm gonna say he can still come back. So
I'm gonna say no because he has the talent, but I don't think he did enough to say he missed out on one. That's just me.
8 playoff games, 1, 2, 3, 6 years. Yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from there.
Yeah, I mean, talent wise, I mean, he's one of those guys that you would think.
What about Natron Means?
He had a chance.
I've heard of him before, but I don't really remember.
He was number 20 on the Chargers.
Yeah,
they used to always talk about Natron Means business. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I can say yeah.
Because this is definitely before LT.
Gale Sayers is on this list. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't know the Super Bowl was even available back when he was playing.
Well, see, that's the thing. They weren't called Super Bowls. I'm like, you had the AFL, but then you also had the NFL. That's the AFL and the NFL combined, and then they came up with the Super Bowl.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he would have been playing by the time the Super Bowl came about, but he got hurt after he didn't even play 5 full seasons, so maybe that's why they're saying it.
Yeah, because I already see people would put Jim Brown on the list, but the Browns won a couple of NFL titles.
Yeah, because he's
before. Yeah.
OJ.
Pooh said Brian Dawkins.
Yes. OJ. How about Champ Bailey? Since we're talking about the Broncos.
Wait a minute.
One?
Yeah, I thought he. No, he didn't. No. He had retired. I think he had retired just before they.
Maybe he did. He retired after that Seahawks Super Bowl, maybe.
Yeah,
Hold on, I don't know.
Got fried, and he was on his last leg.
All two over Manny Ramirez, and that was all she wrote. Yeah, OJ, Curtis Martin, forgot about him.
Oh yeah, Romo. But
Keller
not as a Cowboy.
Winslow Jr., Ozzie Newsome, Jackie Smith is a shocking one. The Cowboys won a couple times in the 70s. Jason Witten, JJ Watt.
Still.
No. Why has the numbers? It's just something about him just tells me no.
Damn.
I don't know. I mean, JJ Watt, Super Bowl champ, Texans. No. It's
John
Randall? Yes, definitely John Randall.
Yeah.
Definitely John Randall.
Wait a minute. Did Chris Dolman ever win it?
Chris Dolman? No, I don't think so.
Because I know he was on the 49ers, but that was like after these. So Chris Dolman.
Kevin Green, Urlacher.
NYK says Matt Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That was his Super Bowl to win. It wasn't his fault that they lost 28 after 28-3. That wasn't his fault.
Anise Williams.
Yeah.
He didn't win with the Rams?
He came on late with the Rams. That was because remember he did knock out Steve Young.
Anise Williams was on the Cardinals then, wasn't he?
No, he was on the Cardinals, and then he finished with the Rams.
Yeah, so he came after that.
Yeah, because remember that infamous game, he pretty much ended Steve Young's career.
All right.
Yeah, so a lot of guys that unfortunately didn't get that dub in the Super Bowl, and some didn't even play in the Super Bowl, which is even worse. Well, actually, I mean, it's interesting. It's like, is it worse to never play in a Super Bowl, or is it worse to lose one and never win one? Because I think going 4 times and losing one is worse than never playing in one.
I don't want to do the whole participation.
I'm not,
because to not go, you weren't able to get there, but that could be a product of your team, and then to go there and lose. It's just like
I would say it's more heartbreaking to go 4 times and not win one than to never even experience having that chance to be in the game at all. It's like, you can kind of live with, I never made it to a Super Bowl, okay, but God, you get so close 4 times. You're the second best team in the league.
I don't know.
I'll tell you this much. I would rather. Let me see.
That's like NYK said. He said it's much worse to get there and throw up on yourself. Look at McNabb, threw up in the Super Bowl and his reputation never recovered. Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, me personally, I would be equally pissed at both, not making the Super Bowl and losing in the Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. It's just, I guess for me, it always sucks to get close to something and then, multiple times and you just never win, than to be like, well, shit, I just never even experienced what it would be like to be in that situation. That probably sucks, but you could have just been on a bad team your whole career. But to be on a great team and you feel like, yeah, this is going to be our year, right? I mean, the Bills did that 4 times in a row. That's crazy. Well, I just think that's a different level of misery. It's like, fuck, like, really?
Shoot, I just think back to all my youth league teams that I was on, a bunch of teams that sucked. And then when I finally got to a team and we won one, how sweet it was. So.
You can't appreciate winning until you take a really bad loss sometimes for some people. But
the Neo Geo Samurai Showdown Neo Geo collection is coming out on PC on June 11th. I got to get that. Samurai Showdown is great. But anyway,
Classic said never play is worse.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. But I don't know. It's just, to me, I would like to get there, but I mean, when you start saying 4 times in a row, I mean, yeah, but I mean,
I'd like to see. I don't know, because like I look at it was funny. I was watching this Greatest Show on Turf documentary. It's like a little short documentary, like 14 minutes on YouTube. And they were talking about how the Rams won, that first year with Kurt Warner. I think what sucked about that was, the second year they came in and it seemed like they were just going to get right back to it. And then I think Warner got hurt. And, they're like the major what could have been story. I mean, you're looking at 3 times in a row in the Super Bowl it could have been. Because they were on pace to break every record, like obliterate every single offensive record, like ever. So I think from their perspective, it probably hurts because they did win. And then they have an opportunity to come right back and get right back at it. And it's like, nope, injury. Then the year after that, they make it and they lose to an extreme underdog. It's like, fuck. I wouldn't rather be that person that never played in it, right? Because you have those people who play on bad franchises for years. They never have pieces around them. This is every sport. They never have pieces around them. I mean, Ovechkin was like that for a few years, where you never get in position to have the pieces that another star player like Sidney Crosby has. So y'all come in the league in the same year, and everybody's comparing y'all. And yeah, y'all are pretty even, if not you're better than him, but you never get to that point where he gets because your team just holds you back. That's
why these clowns from Georgia State want to start talking about my fucking school? Fucking kittens. Shut your asses up. Motherfuckers can't even beat us in basketball now, and they want to talk shit.
Georgia State just sounds corny anyway.
They are corny. Their whole campus is Midtown Atlanta. They don't even have a real campus. And then on top of that, they stole they stole a turn of field and made it into a football field. Fucking clowns. They don't even have a real football. They're using third base as a touchdown. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
I hear who was Appalachian State got rid of a bunch of the sports.
Yeah, that sucks though, man. Yeah, due to COVID, they don't have like tennis and a couple other things too, like men's wrestling and shit.
Shoot, speaking of because of what the effects of COVID-19, as far as like some of these players' salary, baseball, have you guys seen the reduction in this year's salary that people will be facing?
Huge.
Yes. Baseball?
Yeah, they talk about they start their season up. Their salary per year would be basically cut in half.
There's no way that's no way that it should happen, and I'm surprised if they'll let it happen. No way.
That's what it's out there. I'm like, I think it's already.
You sign that contract, that's a wrap. You're gonna give me my money.
Play a whole year though. I'm like, if I'm looking at it from the business aspect of it, you only played half a year, you get half the paycheck.
What that paper say when I signed it? Ain't got nothing stipulating in that.
Per year? But if you didn't play a whole year. Does it say
do it say it on the contract?
It may be in the fine print. But if the league can't pay for these players, then they might as well just cancel the season and just call it a loss. And then, go ahead.
I was gonna just read. It says, according to MLB Network's John Heyman, the league's new proposal calls for a sliding scale that would pay lower paid players closer to their half-season prorated salaries, while higher paid players would take a larger pay cut.
That's the only way they're gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to renegotiate because the way it is now, they know they're gonna have to pay them regardless. Because I mean, I don't think there's anything in their contract saying that they have to pay them half.
Yeah, but they can't renegotiate a contract. Like some of these players have multi-year contracts. So you want to renegotiate their multi-year contract just for 1 year?
That's what Bills was just talking about.
Yeah, so it says the prevailing thought is owners are trying to cause a divide within the players' camp by putting a bigger onus on high salary players to sacrifice for those lower on the scale. As former MLB pitcher Dallas Braden sees it, it's a calculated play by the owners who are confident fans will side against the MLB's highest paid stars. It says, insulting. Unfortunately, fans will not see this as an attempt by the owners to pit the high number guys versus league minimum guys. What's great for the owners is not only wait, that doesn't make sense. What's great for the owners is not only do they not care about that, they know fans will view it as high number guys being selfish and not caring about others. I mean, this is.
Hey, what? Somebody got a new villain.
You mean somebody got a new villain?
A certain somebody got blocked by a certain dev, and they're about to make videos out the ass.
Oh boy!
I'm not even gonna name Ryan Moody's name, but he got blocked. He got blocked by Clinton. He is going. Oh
wow! Really?
Yeah, he got blocked by Clint earlier today. He's about. Oh man. Hey.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna watch the videos, but I already know he's.
I ain't gonna hold you. Look, you know, we rash Ryan Moody a lot. I'm gonna just say this based on some information we've been told off air. Clint turned into a bitch, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say about it.
His NWO card has been pulled.
Oh, shit! That motherfucker was getting rejected at the door. I'm about to say, motherfucker was getting rejected at the door like 3 years ago. Shit.
Yeah, let me check this out because this is he can't be doing that. I'm like out. Yeah.
Wow.
This is.
I'm reading this some more about this. This is crazy. It says, why would MLB's highest paid players be willing to agree to a deal that costs them more than others? It says there's a good chance they won't, but if they did, it would be because a player who was going to make $20 million would still make about 6.5. That's $13.5 million less.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, bro. I don't care who you are. $13.5 million is a lot of money to not get. And that's why these people who don't play sports they get paid so much money. Look, flip your burgers and shut the fuck up. You don't understand what it's like. You see people who are broke don't get what it's like to not get the money that they've been getting.
Wait, what's the lyric? I don't understand the language with people with short money.
Yeah. So when they
talk that big money shit.
They're getting paid so much to play a sport. Okay, so let's say that your $15 an hour went down to $10 an hour. How'd you feel? The same fucking way. So I don't want to hear shit from these hourly motherfuckers. No, it's corny, bro. It's so corny. I hate those people that because they don't have a special skill and because they have to go to work every day at some sorry ass job that they hate, that they're gonna rash people who do have a special skill and try to minimize how hard their job is. It's corny, bro.
I will say this: you guys got an argument, but this is not a normal circumstance. People literally lost their jobs because of a pandemic.
They did. I'm talking about people who, when there's not a pandemic going on, will be the first people to say my pay is going from $15 to $10 an hour. And, I don't care if the company's suffering. I show up every day.
Yeah, this is an issue.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the pandemic.
This pandemic, because people were talking mad greasy.
Way before the pandemic.
Yeah, so,
I'll just leave that energy over there, because right about now, if somebody says something about it, I'm not saying they got a valid point, but I understand where
right now is different. But I'm talking about the people who've been saying this about baseball players for years. They're corny as fuck, and they're not making any sense because stay out of people's pockets. You're not making that money. So why can they not be mad because they're not getting the money that they were entitled to just because they're making way more money than you? That's just corny.
Well, I can say this much. It's called capitalism.
Yeah, I mean,
you either take it or leave it.
Like I said, I totally agree. That's why I was like, I don't get the big deal about the
people pocket watching it.
I don't get the big deal about how these owners are trying to undercut these players because of the contract they signed. But
someone seems czar.
But on the flip side of that, when people are out here losing their jobs, and I get where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, they signed this contract. They're entitled to that money, in my opinion.
Kia said, "When was the last time anyone seen Czar?" I heard Czar talking on one of those NBA 2K TV episodes.
That's the last time I heard him.
I think he was referring to Twitter because
but in general, but
because
who cares? Fuck him.
Kia was saying that Clint should leave social media completely between him and that Moody situation.
I thought that's what he did at first.
No, he came back. He
shouldn't. Well,
but he didn't leave for a while.
Yeah, he was going for 5 months, and then all of a sudden he shows back up.
I already said my issue that they should have a community manager filter everything out. I'm like, 2K is about to do that for the first time in so many years instead of putting out Ronnie 2K out there from.
Yeah, be fight where you at, boy.
Yeah,
I said this link 30 minutes ago. I mean, but These devs on social media, I mean,
I'm like,
we talked about it. It's getting to the point where, like, you look way worse blocking somebody that doesn't really deserve to be blocked than if you just ignore him. It's like Ryan Moody, I don't think he's gone as far as ever threatening. Like, I'm not going to police how people block folks, but if you're going to block somebody and they haven't threatened you, called you out your name, or any other things that people know not to do, it's like you're blocking them, really, bro? That's a bit much.
Yeah,
that's a bit much.
Yeah,
and Moody's not known to do that.
But I said, my thing is just, I just think at the end of the day, I mean, they should just stick with what they did last year. Just get off social media. It's just no reason. I just feel like there's no reason to be on it at this point.
Especially you just got, during this time.
You got too many people that are on social media now that just really not helpful to devs.
I feel like history is repeating itself. The whole disrespect of a person in the community that was Apex then seemed like it's doing the same thing. Just now it's a dev that's doing the disrespectful stuff and not a news media person enabling the disrespectful talk of the customers. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Hold on a second.
Well, what's up?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me find something real quick. Because I'm reading somebody else's response to this tweet, I guess. I'm looking. Because Moody has like a whole bunch of tweets about this.
Somebody else told me that. I saw that. I don't go to his Twitter page, so I have no idea. Somebody just said he was blocked.
He says he didn't before, but now he's actually going to have a reason not to like me.
Oh, yeah, I read that one.
If you develop games, don't disrespect the customer. Odds of one of them is like me and will literally just throw together a quick slideshow, expose you. It's only going to make you and the company look bad.
Dude, you're living in 2016. We've been said this about Ronnie 2K. Where you been?
Then somebody tweeted, Clint Oldenburg, nobody's trying to flame you. We're trying to get a quality football game. Instead of taking criticism so personally, utilize the input from your consumers to create a better product. Can't believe you blocked Moody for giving fair criticism. I won't be buying Madden 21. Didn't plan on buying 20 until I was quarantined. Don't use that fucking excuse.
Oh, you know
that. Quarantine's gonna make you buy. See, I was with him, and you were so close. And then, until I was stuck in the house, and I don't have any personality, so I can't entertain myself. You fucking loser. I mean, in general, I don't think he had any reason to be blocked. I can't find a tweet that made him block him.
It's funny.
Oh, okay. I found it. Oh, well, no, that's not Moody's tweet. He did say a tweet. I ain't mad at you for flaming me for taking pride in my work. Yeah, one day, you young bucks too will understand what it means to take pride in your work while still accepting its flaws.
I read that one, and somebody else brought that up.
Apparently, it was some video that he did that made Clint block him. It wasn't a tweet.
Wow.
Well, it just adds to the amount of fuckery that there was this whole entire weekend. Everybody was bored, and this is what happens. I'm like, fights break out in schools because all of a sudden the weather gets hot and everybody wants to get a little frisky.
I'm guessing this video only way Madden 21 improves. Maybe is the video. I haven't watched this.
I haven't watched it. I was just looking at the feed from other people tweeting.
I have that segment of the community either muted and or blocked for ages now. They are utterly useless.
No, I don't too much.
I'm like, look, if you didn't send a death threat, there's no reason to block anybody.
I mean, here's the thing, Pooh. Yeah, he came at you hard, but it wasn't like, other than the fake tough guy shit, like, what did he really say? Like, he didn't call your mama out of her name. He didn't threaten you. He didn't, there's certain things. Like, I carry the block button a bit more. I don't know. I think it carries a bit more weight than that.
What else y'all got?
I got
I'm still waiting for B5, but he hasn't showed up. I sent him the link, and he's not.
That man is stuck in 2013. He said Skype.
Right. Get the Skype going.
Skype wars.
Yeah, I said it to him, but oh goodness, when was this? I sent it to him 20 minutes ago. He's not showing up. I sent it to him 20 minutes ago.
Maybe he's in the bathroom.
He really don't need to show up then. He's good. I mean, he's good. He's good. He's good for the night after that.
Oh.
What else y'all got? I mean, I'm good. I don't have anything else.
I don't have anything.
I just can't wait for my PC to arrive. Hopefully it comes tomorrow. If not, at the latest Thursday.
I need to get a bigger desk because this mount is great, but it really, because I'm supposed to be getting another monitor, another 32-inch monitor, and it's not going to fit. Both of these are not going to fit on here. So that's. I mean, like I'm going all in on PC gaming. I'm about to invest in all this shit. I'm about to get me some new speakers. I'm gonna upgrade this PC. Get a couple more storage drives.
I'm telling you, I'm
going in.
I'm gonna suggest something for. I don't know if you have like any set of surround sound speakers on your TV or entertainment center, but I would recommend Sonos.
Right. We need to get Bills on PC. He's slipping.
Okay, Pooh, I went for the same computer as hers has more in it than mine, but I took the same route. She definitely did inspire me to a little bit more. Well, I would say the whole next gen inspired me the most. I was kind of already on PC gaming, but the type of computer, it definitely was inspired from her.
Y'all want to talk about this comment right here?
Clint blocking Moody was the dumbest move of the year. Ryan is now going off on Twitter about how he's the leader of the community. He has a whole statement out. This is a press release.
Y'all want to, Bills? You want to take a shot at that?
Hold on, I was on my phone. Let me see. Clint blocking Moody was the dumbest move of the year. Ryan's now going off on Twitter about how he's the leader of the community. Okay, all right, okay.
I'm gonna be quite honest with you. on what, based on what he does, he might be the only. He might be the only person in the community now.
I have 2 words for you. What community? Who are you standing up for?
I'll just put it like that. I mean, you gotta understand that Moody's the last man standing when it comes to those type of videos, and we're not taking nothing away from him. I think he has a point in some of his videos, but it's like nobody.
It is.
Yeah, nobody does it anymore. He's the last man standing. I stopped doing them. Bill stopped doing them. DJ Ben stopped doing them. Kia doesn't do them. I mean, he's the only one there. I mean, if he's the leader, yeah.
Let me read this official statement. I have to.
The leader of the sheriff of a ghost town.
I have to read this statement. Okay.
Boy.
I should do it in his voice, but I'm gonna cut it out. Let me say that to everyone at EA, I understand many of you have a shared vision and common goals. Many of those revolve around community interactions, helping improve the experience of all gamers. Not one okay, first off, wait. Let's go back.
Wait, we can't just read the statement in its entirety before you?
No, because how are you gonna say that and then put out all these videos? You know, whatever, go ahead. Not one person in that building can say I didn't treat them with the utmost respect. Blocking me without any type of feedback is an unfortunate and negative way to handle the situation. Thankfully, the community is standing with me and supporting me during this time. What did you have? Whatever. Which I am extremely grateful and appreciative of. I understand that others without that support could struggle during times like this. I'd ask anyone upset with this, please be respectful in trying to keep dialogue open in our community, as no other community member should be treated this way. I will continue to make the best content to represent our community with integrity, professionalism, and class. I'd ask you all do the same. Well, you know what, Ryan Moody?
Didn't he threaten to fight somebody? And
no, he ain't threatening
because he can't fight. I mean,
this is my problem. This is my problem with it. This is nobody cares anymore. You got people watching your stuff because you've been doing it the longest.
But why is he writing this note as if he just suffered, like his dog just got hit by a car in front of him? Like, bro, like there wasn't a death in the family. You got blocked by a dev. a lot of people would struggle during this time. Like, come on, what is this?
We've all been blocked by a dev once or twice.
I've never been blocked by a dev.
I have. I mean, I have.
But I'm saying
I've been ignored by a dev, but not blocked.
But why are we acting like
worse?
Why is he acting like this is some type of atrocity? Like this is a tragedy. Like, oh my God, Ryan Moody was tragically blocked by. I mean, what the fuck? Like,
remember when I said history repeating itself? Remember, that's how a lot of us got started when it happened to Apex. So,
well, he ain't Apex.
It's a different time, and that community is less and less.
That's what I'm saying. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is what it is. Like, people just realize that Madden is Madden, and we just stop giving a fuck. You see what I'm saying? It's not the fact that these videos need to be done and we need to expose Madden. I'm like, bro, it's like. Years upon years of someone the same thing.
But I mean, you got a sensitive dev and you got a sensitive YouTuber. What do you expect to happen? Somebody's gonna get blocked.
I understand that. I get it, but I'm just saying it's like we've gotten to the point where we try the game out. If it's cool, we'll play it. If not, we got other shit to play. I am not about to continue to play a game that I quote unquote don't like to show flaws in it. It don't matter how much money I'm making. I just can't do it. And if he does this getting this money, he gets money doing this, that's fine. I just can't. Y'all already know my stance on me being straight up with y'all. I can't be something that's not me for money. I just can't.
I mean, let's all the community start a GoFundMe to buy a tombstone for him and Clint's tweets going back and forth. Because apparently somebody tragically was blocked and there was a death here. Because other than that, I don't get why the fuck you would type like that. Because it's like anybody else would suffer during this time. What you got blocked, my dude?
Let it go.
It's social media.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let it go.
Almost like he was the guy that died in police custody.
Like, what did y'all break up? What the fuck? Like, seriously. Thankfully, the community is standing with me and supporting me during this time.
But you know what? But see, this is but see,
all
this
you heard was voices and not a physical presence behind them.
Well, see, this is another thing that I'm saying. Like, even whatever you may feel about, Clint and whatever, he blocked Moody. It's another move of moving on. We're tired of seeing the same song and dance. We're getting older. We're doing different shit. We're doing things that we enjoy. We don't talk about the doom and gloom. If it's that bad, you know what we do? We don't play it. We don't talk about it. It's just
you don't put it on our channel and try to make a cheap buck.
Right. I'm not about to sit here and play a game and show flaws. I just can't. I'm sorry.
I gotta watch this video to see what, because this shit actually has me intrigued. If this is the video that got this man blocked,
I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna close this out. KC Classic said it perfectly. Pretty much at this point, you either like the game or not. It's way too many games that are good to complain about them.
Exactly.
There's nothing else to say. It's just, I mean, I made those breakdown videos back in 2013, 2014. It's 2020. Why would I continue to do that again?
Oh, he's pumping these videos out.
Yeah, I mean, I said that when I saw he got blocked. I knew that was happening. He can have it. Whatever works, because I'm telling you, he's a one-man army. I mean, let's see.
He's always been that way.
But I mean, I give credit to Soft Drink Sports. Even he don't do this type of stuff. I will give him credit for that.
He doesn't believe in free speech. So,
I mean, that's a different story. But I'm just talking about.
I'm sorry, that's way worse. I wouldn't give him any credit for anything.
No, I'll be choked on a soft drink.
Well, that's fine.
Damn.
But as far as these type of videos, I mean, and I understand. But as far as these type of videos, at least he does different shit on his channel. You know what I'm saying? It's like. Where's your creativity? It's
man, hashtag stand with Ryan, man. All right, let's get this trending. All right, hashtag stand with 21, and
I'm not wasting my time.
What's on?
This is episode 146 of the First and Framerates podcast.
Ew.
After,
Yo,
I'm not reading that. No, I'm not reading that.
You're not gonna put that on the banner.
No,
Across the street for
that's just poo being poo. He always say. He always say.
Pooh, stop posting your fantasies in
right. He
chat.
always
I'm not even gonna roast Pooh. That's just funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know, Ryan might try to hit the end of this. He probably try to put us on this quote unquote shit list again. Hey, who gives a
fucking
fuck?
cares?
I don't
man.
give a damn.
Nobody gives a fuck. This is
write a list, take a picture, screenshot it. Nobody gives a fuck.
Man, we had the opportunity to shoot the fair ones, but I don't give a fuck whether that dude's mad or not. Punch air. Mark
Later's about to run and tell him right now.
That motherfucker's probably somewhere losing 41
I'm sorry, there is too many rats in the gaming community these days.
No, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, all I know is that I killed one in Mortal Kombat 11.
As I say, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear our names one day about this because you know how it goes.
Look, but here's the thing.
I would feel better if he did.
Nah, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. All right, in all seriousness, I don't think the man should have been blocked. I agree with him, but I'm not gonna make it seem like it's like this major thing. I agree, he shouldn't have been blocked. Like I said, you got a sensitive dev. That's what they do. They block people.
Hey, my whole thing is look, this has been going on for over a decade. Something got to stop. Something got to end. Something has to stop. The whole song and dance is over with. Like you got a situation where a gamer, a quote unquote gamer or YouTuber, is about to put $500, $600, maybe $700 in another console to play one game. To do it all over again. I don't care.
I see the video. They got him blocked.
So I don't care.
I see the video. They got him blocked.
Let's talk about that offline.
Yeah, we will.
All right. What you got, DJ?
Well, I will be really PC gaming hopefully by either tomorrow or Thursday. So I'm looking forward to an expanded library of games to play. No complaints about these games. MK11 Aftermath is the shit when it comes to the story. So I'm good.
What about you, Bills?
Man, hashtag SWS, man. Hashtag stand with safety, man. All right, let's get this trending on here, man.
Yeah, all right. I agree with you, Bills. I don't think the man should have got blocked.
No,
when you look at this situation, it's like, is this 2012? It's like yo, we're trying.
It would have been worse if Twitter was popping in 2012.
About SWS, same whining simp.
It's like it's just old. It's just old.
Yeah. Twitter would have been crazy back in the day.
All right. Thursday we'll be back. We'll talk about these owners and them.
That's when fights come onto the.
Yeah, they're gonna vote they're gonna vote for Madden. I'm pretty sure they are, and any other thing that comes about. And we'll probably hear about what's going on with Moody versus Clint. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets worse than what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks everybody who came through. Check us on Discord, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play. If you want to listen to us offline or whatever the case may be. And we'll be back Thursday. I may finally have an intro for the people who listen to us offline. So I'll update y'all on that as well.
I hope nobody says don't. I hope no one goes out and says it's not drop kick a dev.
Well, we know who not, because when we know who's not going to do that. All right, we'll see you guys Thursday. You guys be easy. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.